Alright, here's one for the people. This wonderful stray pup that we have adopted, showed up out here at the farm, has a chewing problem because he's a puppy. And he chewed the plug off the trailer connection here. No big deal. Easy enough fix. You just got your couple wires in there, which I'll have to strip it back. I mean, this thing, you don't even have to strip it. It's already split. It just kind of hangs on there. So I'll pull it back, and if I can crimp the wires off, I'll show you what I got. This harness kit that I bought, they didn't have one for just the trailer that was just a few feet long. All they had was a 12-inch, and I need like 24 inches. They had a like 20-footer that's all pre-wired enough to do the whole trailer, but I didn't need that. I just need an extension, which I don't like having splices, especially on vehicle electrical, but I'm not going to rewire the whole trailer for this. What I found was this, it's called an extension. It's 4 feet long, so it's got the male and the female connections. And so I just bought that, and I cut it off so I have about 3 feet here for what I need, and actually we'll still have a foot in case I ever want to splice in on a different vehicle or something like that. So I'll be able to keep that so I'm not totally out. But it was like, gosh, like $15 for this, which is kind of a rip-off, but whatever. And then I just got some heat shrink butt connectors. So plan is strip this back enough to see all the wires. The wires should all match up. Let me see here. It's pretty basic. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I know y'all are gonna get seasick. Give me just a second. There we go. Oh yeah, he did some work on there. Yellow, brown, white, and green. Green, yellow, brown, and white. So same. We'll just match up color to color, and hopefully everything will work and something doesn't get goofed up. But it ought to be just fine if we match up color to color. Worst case is we get our lights mixed up a little bit, and then I'll have to troubleshoot it to figure out what I got crossed up. But I'm not even going to use the electrical tester to figure out what's what. I'm just going to do color to color, and hopefully that's right. There's one with a heat shrink on it. Come on, get it to focus here. Maybe. Put my hand behind it. There we go. There's one with the heat shrink. I'll be honest with you guys, I've tried fooling with these heat shrinks off and on for years and never had very good luck with them, but these seem to be working now. Maybe I'm just getting lucky. So I've already done up one here on the green wire. Put your wires in, crimp both ends, and then heat shrink it. So I actually had crimped this green wire one. I'd crimped both ends nice and tight. Went to get the lighter to heat shrink it, and when I came back, went to pick it up, it fell apart. So the crimping action, to me, I've never had any faith in the crimping action of these things. So I always wire them as well. They say they're supposed to be, oh yeah, crimp them and then heat shrink them and it's fully weather tight, but I always tape them too. I just don't trust them. I've had them fall apart way too many times. But we got it crimped here, and then like I said, I'm just using a just old barbecue lighter. A heat gun or something might work faster and better, but it's working enough that I'm actually seeing it shrink. Let me try to shrink this one up and then we'll see what it looks like. So yeah, there you go. That looks pretty good. You can see how it's actually shrunk up and kind of cinched onto the wire. You want to be careful and kind of spread your heat around so you don't actually burn the insulation off your wire. For me anyway, since I'm using an open flame like this, but it shrunk up and it actually feels like it's grabbed on there pretty good. But I'm still going to tape it just to be safe. So let's get the rest of these done and hopefully have some working trailer lights for the drive home tonight. And there's our finished product. All 4 of them individually crimped and heat shrinked, and then taped over each one, and then taped over the whole mass again, just so it makes one good, long, smooth harness. So, got it all hooked up here. I don't really know how I would video function testing this thing for you guys, unless I had like my wife hold the camera while I do it. So, I trust it's going to work. I'm happy with it, but if not, like I said, you have to tear this whole thing apart and just actually, test it with a tester to figure out which wire's which and trace all the wires. But these things are pretty simple, and it's been this way for years and years and years, so I think as long as I color match it all, it should work out just fine. Well, I tried to put it back in the casing as best I could just to protect it, but of course it's chewed short, and it's fatter now with all the wires and crimps and everything in there, so it doesn't quite fit in there. I need to go to the store and get about 3 more feet of that just to case it all and protect it, make it look nice, but I think for now it's going to do just fine. So let's just hope that ignorant dog doesn't chew it all off again tomorrow, because that sounds like something Puppy would do. You go and fix it, and it'll probably chew it off again. Well, FML. Not even 4 hours, and that stupid dog chewed them off again. I had the wires wrapped up around the tongue where it wasn't like a dangling little chew toy. he got them anyway. Now the good news is, I think there's enough left on this scrap that when I rewire it, we'll have enough length. Potentially. But I got to thinking, what I need to do is the wires stick out down here underneath the tire. So the only way to like put them up when you store it, I'll wrap them up and I wrap them around the jack. Well, then you can still see them. So I think what I'm going to do is try to find a way to, I'm going to reroute the wires so they come up through the tire to where they're all right in here tight and he can't necessarily see them or get to them all that easy from the outside. I was thinking either I just make them extra long, or what I was thinking I can do is I can make the connection on the trailer be a little short thing up here that just barely sticks up. Zip tie it to the rim or something like that, enough that it pokes up but he can't really get a hold of it. And then just go by what this was, another 4-foot extension. And every time we hook the trailer up, we'll just hook in the 4-foot extension, from the vehicle to the trailer. So that might be the better way to go, just to prevent it, because it seems he's determined to, drive me crazy by doing this. So anyway, yeah, all that wasted effort so he could just chew it off again, and I'm sure he had a blast doing it. My wife actually told me when I was on the way home with this stuff to fix it, I forgot to mention this earlier, she said he actually chewed an extension cord in the house, one that was plugged in, and it popped him, and it flipped the breaker. So I thought, great, maybe he learned his lesson, but apparently not. Apparently not. He's a pup, just doing puppy things.